Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, 12 signs you might be a bad leader.
The Big Success Show with George and Mary-Lynn.
Today's show is inspired by a post on BNet by Steve Toback.
And you can find that link on our blog today at Big Success. That's big with two G's, success.com. We want to have some fun, but to also talk about something pretty serious here. Good leadership.
Good leadership. We definitely need more good leaders, I'd say, Mary-Lynn.
And we thought we'd make this more fun by talking about bad leaders.
That's definitely more fun, isn't it?
Yes. So let's get to the 12 signs you might be a bad leader.
And you might be a bad leader. But that sounds like a Jeff Foxworthy thing. So a big hat tip to him. Here we go. Number 12. If your people zip their lips, literally, when you show up, you might be a bad leader.
It's also a sign they're talking about you or saying something that they don't want you to hear.
That's right. Like maybe they're talking about where happy hour is tonight, and you're not invited.
You're definitely not out.
But great leaders spark great conversations.
Number 11, if you would rather hear fingernails on a chalkboard over and over again than hear honest feedback from your people, you might be a bad leader.
Sometimes the best feedback is negative, right? If you squelch it, you'll miss opportunities.
Number 10, if people are leaving your company faster than a thief who's tripped the alarm, you might be a bad leader.
High employee turnover is definitely a sign of bad leadership.
Makes me think of the old saying, people join companies, they leave bosses.
That's true.
And that is so true.
Number 9, if you not only keep your office door closed, you lock it up like Fort Knox, you might be a bad leader.
The best leaders always keep their doors open, figuratively and literally. Their people know their leader is always there for them.
Number 8, and this is definitely one of our favorites, Mary-Lynn, and we'll explain why here in just a second. If you hide under your desk so a subordinate with a problem can't see you, you might be a bad leader.
And here's why that's one of our favorites, because it's something that came out in the recent trial of our former governor,
yes.
Rod Blagojevich.
Go Blagojevich.
Blagojevich. He used to hide, apparently, in the bathroom to avoid having to meet with certain people.
That's the story by his chief of staff, so he said.
Definitely the sign of a bad leader.
Actually, I'm not even sure the word leader belongs in there anywhere.
Good point, George. All right, number 7. If you bark at your people so much that they're conspiring to put you down, you might be a bad leader.
I've never been put down before. That's a real put down.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
Well, over the years, I've learned as a manager that there are people who only respond to barking. But here's something else I learned. I didn't have enough time or energy to deal with it. I mean, you just can't give someone a kick in the seat every other week or something like that. Mm-hmm. Your best employees, they don't need it. They don't want to be barked at.
So you got to get rid of those employees you got to bark at.
You got to get rid of the ones you bark at, so you don't need to bark at the ones you got. That's what I'd say.
I like that. Number 6, if you share the credit for victories like a miser shares money, you might be a bad leader. Great leaders step to the back when things go well. They share the credit disproportionately with their people.
And that's what makes their people want to do it all over again. And isn't that really the point?
It is. Then there's the opposite side. It's our number 5. When your team suffers defeat, if you pass the buck faster than a shopaholic at a going out of business sale, you might be a bad leader.
You seem like you relate to that one, Mary-Lynn. You're definitely not a shopaholic.
I want to go shopping.
I love this one. So great leaders step back when the spotlight's on, and they step up when the heat is on. This is one of the most common mistakes that I see new leaders making, is they do just the opposite.
Number 4, if every one of your employees suddenly has carpal tunnel syndrome, but only in their middle finger, you might be a bad leader. What more do we need to say? Things would be pretty bad for them to use their middle finger that much.
I'd say that's true. Number 3, this is another favorite. If you expect your people to say yes more than Meg Ryan's character in When Harry Met Sally.
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry.
Keep going, Mary-Lynn.
No, that's okay.
Well, then you might be a bad leader.
Yeah.
Not if you say it that way, though.
Well, great leaders don't surround themselves with yes people. They encourage different points of view. They realize that this makes their whole team stronger and more likely to succeed.
Number 2, if your people have to ask for a bathroom pass, you might be a bad leader.
What, am I back in school?
This is micromanagement due to a lack of trust. Which brings us to our favorite.
Ah, yes, the number one sign. If, when your people get to the bathroom, they can't go until you've told them how, you're definitely a bad leader.
Yes, you are a bad leader. You can play that out in your mind from there.
Well, this is definitely the control side of micromanaging.
Yeah, you don't need to micromanage good people. So if you're feeling the need to micromanage, you chose the wrong people, or you need to let go. Micromanaging does not lead to big success.
What do you think is a sign of a bad leader? You can comment on our site today at Big Success. That's big with 2 G's, success.com.
And we thank you so much for swinging by and listening to our show today.
And until next time, here's to your big success.
The Big Success Show at BIGG Success.com.